Can you guys see my screen now? Okay, still loading. Okay, so I think, can you guys see my screen now? Can you see my screen now? Yeah, yeah, that means I can see. I hope everybody can hear me. Okay, yeah. Yes, okay. So let me continue. So before I go into the main function I was talk about today, I want to also show you some things. So first of all, the data I'm going to be using is the Apocalypse sales data. So I already dropped into the group before. I feel like everybody else should have the data. But I think I should also drop it again for people that don't. I'm dropping it again for people that don't. So that's the data we're going to be using. If you have data, go ahead and bring it into your Power BI. So remember, it's an Excel file. I'm going to use import data from Excel. Let me try to drop it again in the group. So import data. Select all and load. The data is loading. Everybody that's following me has the data. Share it again in the group. If you don't have it, go ahead and download it. I just shared it again. So when people that don't have data wants to follow along with me, you can go ahead and get the data in the group. Okay, so I brought in data. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually in the measure part. So there's your basic stuff you can do with measure. So for example, if I bring in my measure, I didn't talk about it. If I bring in my measure, I can actually put in a normal text as what I want to pass in. So if I say, let's say I want to get company name. So as the following name there. Let's give it a name, company. I can just pass in a text here. So most is like, well, I can say digital what? You can use it as like a word typing this thing. So you see, I typed in the word, and if I bring in my card visual, with my card visuals, oh no, I can bring in that word I wrote and can put it here. So I can see the name, digital word. So I can actually use it as my title. For this, I can change the color and all that. But all this part is when we get to the visual part, how to bring in different visuals and edit them. We can see how to change the color of the text, how to remove the company that is there, that company, the title of the list that is there. We can see how to do that. We can put it as, we can use measure to create the text, and we can do a simple calculation there too. So when I click on my measure, I can actually just put in the text and add two of them. So if I say 200, 2000, I say 2000 plus 2000, normal. I plus my minus, I can do that with adding numbers to get a particular answer. I can do that. So do my equals to, so it's refresh, so I get the answer of that in this place because I already changed the last stuff from the measure. These are simple stuffs. I think you need, you can do minus, division, subtraction to that. The subtraction and minus is the same thing. So you can do that, not just plus in that too. You just put in different numbers. It's not a must that the number has to be in the column or like, while you're using measure, you can put in the number yourself. No. So also remember that you can also edit the measure. I just want to talk through this. You can edit by coming to format, like the format, the way it looks, the data type, and all that from here. So that's that. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. So I said we should go through that calculate, but that calculate is going to be actually the last function we're going to talk about. So the ones I want to start talking about now first is our normal day, week, year, year, which other one? Month function. So I want to how to get all those. For example, for this our date now. I want to get the dates that we sold the product. Then maybe want to use it to analyze the data. I'm going to show you a process of you analyzing data using your dates and everything. So when we want to get the dates, maybe bring out the year first, the day, the months, and all that. So what we can do is use the basic functions like we can use the let me come back here. I'll create new column because I'm going to be creating a new column for that. I'm going to be using new column. So if I click on new column, so with new column now, I can put in what I want to bring. So let's say first one I want to bring in is the year from our day to have there. So year. You can come here and put the year function after typing the name. So put in the year function. Yeah, so you can see it here. And I put in the date. The date is date purchased in Apocalypse Sales. That's the column for the date. Apocalypse Sales, go to date purchased, close bracket, and enter. If I close my bracket and enter. So if I have different years there, I'll get all of them before because I have only 2022. All this product that was sold is only sold in 2022. So I'll only get 2022 there. But if I have add other years, I'll see them there. So so hope you understand this. I think this is pretty easy to get another. So it's basically you type in, bringing your new column. You already use column for that because you're trying to get a full column of the year. So type in your when you go to new column. I'm going to review again one more time before I'm moving to the next one. I'm going to say delete. So I'm going to right click here and say new column, but it's going to be a column. I'm trying to add a column to this table I have here of the year. So I'll type year here, year. Then in the year function here, type in year. Then put in the date of the year, the date I want to get the year from. I just want to extract. That's like extracting year from a particular date. So I'll say the date I want to get I want to extract the year from is my date purchased. So I'll type date purchased. The date purchased is in the Apocalypse Sales table. So first of all, Apocalypse Sales, I'll type that. I'll see the date purchased. So I can just scroll down to it using my my direction key in my keyboard. Scroll down to it and press enter for the date purchased. Then close the last bracket. And you open bracket here, so you close it here and press enter. So you get the day, the year. So hope you all understand this. We'll just move on. This is pretty easy here. Hope you all understand. Is there any new person I missed that doesn't understand? You just affirm yes or no if you don't, so I can move on. Just as easy as you using it in Excel too. Please, can you guys hear me? Nobody's saying anything. Do you understand or not? So nobody understood. So the year is pretty simple. It's you just passing in a date, and in that date, you just want to get the year from that date. That's basically what I just did there. So I bring in my function, which is year, and I pass in the dates that I want to use to get the year. I want to get the year from. So I'm going to do that again for people that say they don't understand. Please pay attention. You are using I think the people that say no are people that are just joining the class for today. So this is very, very simple. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to take that again. So we are going to be using the new column way of using our DAX. So new column, click on new column to get a new column that we can be adding the year to. So the first thing you're adding there is the title, is the name of the column. So what's the name of the column that you're trying to create? So the name of the column I'm trying to create is year. So that's the name of the column. Then here, what's the function you want to use? The function I want to use is also year. The year function, that's what I want to use. So I will say year, type year. I'll get this is the year function here. You can see it here. You have year facts, and then under it you see year. Let me zoom in so you can see it better. Okay, almost there. This is so I already clicked that, so it's going to show me error for this. Keep loading. So it's now working, so it's going to show me error because I'm not typing this. Now it's just trying to show me error. Okay, so let's okay. So I in here type year after the title name, put it equals to, then here as the function, you can see the year function here. We have next year, we have year, but the one I'm using is here, just here, click on it. Yeah, then the date, they're going to ask the date you want to get the year, you want to extract the year from. The date is from date purchased. So I'll say, if I put apocalypse, I'll see date purchased because date purchased is now in this column. So date purchased, select it, and then close brackets and enter. It's loading. So it has literally, you can see the year that is showing us there, 2022, 2022, because that's the only year we have. These are our dates here, so it's going to give us that. Hope everybody understand now. So I'm going to move on. It's very clear. So let's move on. So the next thing is want to get the month. So to get the month, same way, right click, new column, new column, the new column, then a new column, I'll add the name of what I want to get the month. Then in the month, I use month function too. So month function, and the passing the date you want to get the month from. So which is going to be in our from Apocalypse sales. Want to get the date purchased, and close brackets and enter. We have just 3 months there. So you see, we have the first one, January, February, and March. That's the 3 months we sold. So if you see that it's just showing me numbers instead of the name. So that's what it does. It just shows you the number. If you're using the month function, it shows you the number of the month. So if you are, January is 1, February is 2, March 3, April 4, like that. And that's what will show you if you're using the month function. But if you want to pass it in as like the normal, give you the text and all that, use a function called format. So after adding this, what you have here now, you come here, put format. That's the function you're going to use using to add the format. So format, then passing the value, which is the month we just did here. So the value is what you did here, the month, Apocalypse, and the date we are getting the month from. Then put your comma, and then the format you want this to be in. So the format is going to be a month. So for months we are putting in. So we have 2 ways we can do it. So if you want it to show you the full, or if you want it to show it in full or in shortcut, if you want it to show it in full, you put M letter, the M letter, put it 4 times. If I want to show you just the 3 words, like January is going to show you Jan, like Jan, you put in the M 3 times. So if I but to put it, I have to put in my quote sign because I'm trying to add the text. So if you're trying to add the text, you have to always put your quote sign. Then my M can come 3 times, just 3 M's. If you can look, let me zoom in so you see the function again. So remember, first months, the format comes in when we want to get the what's it called? The month, the months function shows it in numbers for you. If you want to get it in normal format like the January format and all that, use the format function. So format function, just what you're passing through is just the month that you already did before to get the numbers. Apocalypse sales table, you are getting date purchased. That's what we did for to get the months that shows us one. That's what we're passing in there. Then now, after that, put your comma. Then to put in the format you want it to be in, you put your quote sign, double quote, your normal quote sign, double quote sign twice. Then put in the M letter. M letter. If you want it to be in 3 words, you put three letters. If you want it to be in four, in normal full, put 4. So I'm going to put in 3 first, then close brackets and enter. Still loading. So now, I'm showing check December. December here. Yeah. Let's see why it's showing December. Okay, let me change this. Let's see. Let me redo it again. It starts supposed to be January, that's December. I'm going to start with formats. Then value should be months. The date should be apocalypse. Sales date purchased, comma. So January is number 1. Why is it not? Okay. Sorry, close bracket first. So January returns a number from 1, which is January, to 12, which is December. So why are you showing me this now? This is supposed to be. So let me do it again. Let me continue. Put in my close bracket first, comma. Then the format I want it to be in, double quote signs and M. Let's close bracket and enter. Let's see why I'm getting December. Oh, wow. What's someone there now? Okay. Wow. Where is this? Should be the end of one that's supposed to be showing December. Format. Returns a number from 1 January 1st to 12th December. Presenting the months. Okay, showing now. Now I remove this, is not showing December. Let me check it back. Let me put it back. I've actually deleted the function. Why was it showing December? So one, the dates is going to be apocalypse sales dates purchased. Close bracket, comma, format, M, close bracket here and enter. Let's see. It's showing December. Okay, let's go down then. Wow. So much showing here now. Yeah, the January is down. It's not supposed to be showing January. January is down here. That's why I go to second, you have January. So it's just like translating the one, in dates you put one as January, but here it's just translating the one as December instead of 12 being December. See, let me refresh. Okay, so let me do this. Let me try moving it to a new table. If it's going to give me the same thing. Okay, let me use select column and move it to another table. So this new table. You got June on your own, right? January. Why is it showing? Wow. I think because that's what it's supposed to show me January. I think it's from this my maybe the sentence or something. Supposed to show me. Let me try. YouTube. Let me just move this one to another YouTube and see if this one is do the same thing. Um, yeah, I want, and that's function I'm going for this table. Yeah, I'm coming. Let's try it. Let's try it. So. Ah. Great. Close brackets. Okay. Close bracket. One. Yeah. One's no. That's one. One. Sorry. One there should be formatted. Yes. Other should be not. Okay. Other should be not. This is not provided now. Yeah. Format should be. Yeah. Is there any option to try it out to know if it's working on its own? I think this error is coming from my own part. Um, is anybody working with me? Just try what I just did on your own to see if it's going to work on your own. I think the error is coming from my own part. But this is supposed to be January, not December. Um, Mr. Ibuku, please, is it working on your own part? Is anybody done it that work? I think this is coming from my error. The people that are working with me, please try it out. If it's giving the same error, then I think this is coming from my data. Can you guys hear me? Hello guys, can you guys hear me? Please, if you are working together with me, please just try it out and see if it's working for your own part. I think this error is coming from my Power BI. Need to check it out. Please check if it's working on your own then. Please, some people are following me, just check through if it's working on your own. Let me just redo the function again so that anybody that's going just try it out. If it's working on your own, please just so that you know this. Okay. Looks like I'm far from the system. Can you hear me? Please, if you're working with me, go ahead and just try it out. I think this error is coming from my Power BI. This is supposed to work because even reading the function through, you see what you're giving you there. So if you try it, please, is anybody doing it along with me? Please, just try out the function so that I know. Like Mr. Zafeva Basi, is there any, this is, okay, let's try the function. Let's see. It's the same thing. Because that's point is meant to work. Okay, please just give me, let me just try and do my programs. Let me just try and load it. I don't know why I want to do my Power BI. I think somebody's let me just load, see this one. Let me just load my Power BI. Back to it. Okay. Also, format. Let me try the date function. This is if you are just following, just try it out. I think this error is coming from mine. Don't stop trying. Just try it on your own part. If it's giving you the same error, then well, just try it out. I think this is coming from my own. I also want to try out the day function. So if you want to get day, and use your normal day function like this, but it gives you number. If you want to get it with the name, use format. So value, we're going to be using the month, the day function. Okay. Then date, we're going to be update purchased. Bracket, comma, and then the format. So for this format, instead of using use dt because I'm using the day, then close bracket, enter. So okay, for this one, I have to use number. So this is what I meant. Let me do this first. Number first. And yeah. Okay. Okay. So for the day you use the weekday. For the day you use the weekday is better for the day. So for the day you use the weekday. So for the day use weekday instead of normal day. Weekday is working better. So let me redo this format again. When I say format, value can be weekday and date to chest. So so this is the return date. The return date is going to be one. One is going to be Saturday. I'm close this. No, this is then format. I didn't put format. If I'm using format, so I'm going to put the format I want to use. DB, then close brackets. Okay. Let me repeat this mode like this. I'm going to create a new program. But so I'm going to use month number, then uh, month function within the date apocalypse, and okay, so I have two columns named the same thing, so I have to change the name of this one to month number, and enter. Yeah, that's what I want to do now. So for the month, I'll get the 1122. So then I can now use the formats where I have the number, the name. So I'll now say month name, then now I use formats. For the format now, I'll use, instead of using that month function again, I'll just use the month name column, So if I month name column is down, so if I say apocalypse, say month name, not month name, month number. Apocalypse says month number, the one you just created now. That's what I'm going to be using. I just created now, comma, then put in the format I want it to be in. So my format would be let's see if this works out. Close bracket, enter. Give me what is this? What number is different now? Why would I be wow? It's best second and third. Ah, and this will take our time. So let's revert to this later, please. I have other functions to talk about. Wow. Ah, 69. Yeah. So please, I'm going to continue with other function. Maybe I'll come back to this later. Because at least we'll not talk about other functions. So basically, the main thing I actually needed to do any other function I want to do is my day function. So other things I can do is I can also get the weekend. So let me redo this weekday I just did. I did it out of my mistakes. Yeah. I want to delete all this here. So from this I can get, so the weekday function is basically to get days of the week. One being Monday, there's 7 being Saturday. Okay, one being Sunday, there's 7 being Saturday. So to do that weekday is just very easy. Use your weekday function. Weekday function, okay. Then put in the date, value sales, date purchased, comma. And yeah, they're going to ask you how return a number from 1 to 7, identifying the day of the week, the day of the week of a date. So the one is going to be the Sunday. If you're identifying 2, it's going to take 2 as Sunday. If you're identifying 3, it's going to take 3 as Sunday. So I'm going to identify 1, then comma. That's where my date is going to start from. Okay, no comma, no need to comma again. Just close bracket after the date. Just close your bracket and enter. So this one is also going to give you the days. So you see Saturday is 7, Sunday is 1st, Monday is 2nd, Tuesday is 3rd, Wednesday is 4th, and all that. So if I want to put it in format, just put my format function here. See what I did other ones. Okay. Format function. Then here, put comma. And then put in your format you want it to be in, like this. So for me, it's going to be full day. I'm going to put 4D. So for the day, in the format, if you want to get the days, instead of months is M, but days, you use 4D. from day you use D, so I'm going to use 4D, then close bracket and enter. So if I close bracket and enter, it should give me the days there. So you see, I get Saturday for Saturday, Sunday for the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. If you look at the through the dates, give me the correct day there. So that's the week of day of the week. This is how this other one is meant to work, but I don't know why it's just giving me the wrong distance, because I don't. It's supposed to be, even if I do the number, it's going to give me one as January, second, and third, which is my January and February and March. So okay, so that's the weekday. That's the weekday, and I'm going to retake it again. If anybody does not understand, just one more time before I move into the calculate function. Okay, so to take it, I'll take it again. So new column, weekday, weekday. I'm going to use my format function then. Format function, I use the weekday here. Weekday function I can do here. Then I'm going to put in the date, which is date purchase, comma. Then the date where you want the date to start from. So one is going, it's going to start from Sunday, and Sunday is going to be 1. So I'm going to put 1, close brackets, close brackets, and comma again, because I'm using format. I'm going to put in the format I want it to be in, which is going to be in. Can put 3D, or 3D would also work. Like this. So you can see I have my Saturday for this. Saturday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday again, Sunday, Monday. So it works perfectly well. Okay, so and if you also want to use your if function, it's just basically the same way you use so please, before I continue, do you understand this weekday? Before I move into the if. I think she's out though. Please, do you understand this weekday? Before I move on. Okay. Do any other person? Is it just him? Understood. Understood. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Check. Okay, go ahead and try it on your side. If you have any error, go ahead and tell me. Okay, so then the next function we want to talk about is the if function. Just like the way you do in Excel, it's basically simple. So I'm going to be using the if function with this my format. Because of time, I don't want to start doing another this. I'm going to be using it with this. So you know that if function is you giving it a criteria for it to work with. So I'm going to say if here, close brackets. So they're going to ask me for the logic text. So the logic text is the what you're trying to implement. So what I'm trying to implement, I'm asking now is, so if this format that I did here, if this I did here is true, so if this I did here is true, I'm trying to this function I did here is true now. I could get something like, okay, let me do it. I think I should do it in another, to be better doing it in another. But I want to use this format. Okay, so let me create a new column. So let me go back to this and say if sorry, I want to create week. So what I want to use this to do is the if now is I want to get the weekend. So I want to know which ones are weekend and which ones are weekdays. Okay, you got it right. Okay. So I want to know the ones that are the weekends and the ones that are weekdays. So say weekend. So I'm saying weekend. So what I'll just do is so if I want to know weekend or weekday. So what I'll do is if work, I'm just going to use work day function. Let me just use the function again. I say date. I say date. Sorry. Apocalypse sells date purchased. I'm going to use this date purchased, comma, the day starting from one close bracket. That's doing this work day function. Then I close. Then that's my logic. So if this work day function, this work day now, okay, no, I've not finished the distance. So if this week, this function I just did here, if this function I just did here, the answer is equals to 1, or is the answer is not equals to, let's just greater than, because we want to get the weekend. So the answer is greater than. So our weekend starts from Friday. Friday is going to be, if Sunday is first, Friday should be 6th. I think Friday should be 6th, yeah. Starting from 6th, but we're going to say from 5th. So 5th, which is Thursday. So if this function here is greater than 5, comma, the result should be weekend. If it's greater than 5, the result should be weekend. So the weekend should be passing in both sign, not comma. Weekend. Else I can also do another if I want to continue, if I want to do nested if, I can do if like this continuously if I'm doing nested if. So it's basically the same like as Excel. If I want to do nested if, you put an if the same way you do nested if in Excel, put comma, then put another if. That's how you want to do it. But for this, I just want to put else, put in my work day. So you can put work day. I also use work day. So close brackets and then close bracket and then press enter. So I'll get it. So Saturday is weekend, so I get weekend. So but Sunday is now first. Sunday is supposed to be weekend. But Sunday is supposed to be weekend. But Sunday is first now. Okay, let me just use so if it's also, let me just use nested if then. I use nested if. It's greater than 5 and also lesser than. So let me go back. So I'll use nested if here. Greater than 5. So I'll put if. I'll copy the same function, the same thing I did here. Copy. Paste it here. Comma. Not really comma. So I did not copy the right text. Then go back. It's supposed to be the weekday, like this. Weekday. Copy everything here. Copy. Paste here. Then comma. Comma should also give me um, weekend. Weekend. Close brackets. Close quote sign. So also here should be coming. If this is should be greater than here too. Let me put a mistake here. So comma. If this is lesser than, so I'm going to be lesser than 2, comma. So lesser than 2, comma. Then this should give us weekend. Also for here, I'll put signs and I'll put weekend too. Weekend. Because I'll comma. No comma. I should put comma here too. Then else. So this comma we have here now is else. Else should give us work day. So, close brackets and enter. So I get weekend for Saturday, weekend for Sunday, work day, weekend for Friday, weekend for, is Friday really weekend? Put 6 here, Friday is not. It should be from 6 is Saturday is 7th, Friday is 6th. So 6 instead of 5th. 5th is Thursday, so 6th and enter. Friday is not weekend, so I'm going to put it to 6th, which is starting from anything greater than Friday, which is 6th. So I'll get weekend for Saturday, Sunday, weekend for Sunday. No, so the weekend is basically for Sunday and Saturday. I'm going to redo that again. It's fairly easy. If that does not understand, okay, so I'm going to do that again. So right click. So remember what we want to get. So we want to know the weekdays and the working days and the weekends. So let's click. You're going to be using my if. I can be using if it's weekend, give you yes. If it's not weekend, no. Another. But I'm going to use weekend, week. And weekend, I say that's just the title I want to give to it. Then all I want to use is my if function. So if function, then the logic I want to use. So the logic I want to pass in the workday function. That's what I'm going to use. So workday, I will say put in my dates. So I want to get the working days, the working days we have. Comma, the day starts from 1. 1 is going to be Sunday, close brackets. Then now I'll put, so if this working day, this function I created here is greater than 6, comma, it should now give me a result of weekend. Because anything greater than 6 is going to be weekend. Then comma again. Then if my logic calypsos, can't type it again. Sorry, it's not be calypso, it's going to be week. Then I get a calypso's dates, go chest, comma. I think there's one starting from 1, which is Sunday. Another comma now. Okay, first for another comma, I'll put in what I want. So if it's lesser than 2, comma, lesser than 2, comma, should give me weekend, comma, else that's if result if false. So else is the result if false. So result if false should be, so the result if false should be working day. Work day or working day. What's this one? Working day. Close brackets. Close bracket, enter. It's gonna give me my correct answer. Weekend, working day, weekends, and all that. So do you understand? Why 2? So 2, the days is starting from Sunday. So Sunday is the first day, which is 1. Monday is now 2. So if you are trying to get Sunday, which is 1, you can just do lesser than 2. Lesser than 2 is 1. If you say anything equals to 1, you can say equals to 1. That's also okay. You can say lesser than 2. Lesser than 2 can be if you are using 0 or something like that. If you have 0 there, I want to use this together. You can use, but for this lesser than 1, you can say equals to 1. And if I remove this, I say equals to 1. I'll still get the same answer. So I'll still get the same thing because you are still in 1. If you say lesser than 2, it's giving you still 1. If you say equals to 1, it's still giving you 1. So do you understand this if part that I just did? So all I'm doing, am I having like a particular listing? Please, do you understand? For people who are following me up, have you done it on your own part? Okay. Said yes. Who else? Is it just Mr. Ayo? Okay, online. Okay, who else? Please, I need like more people to if you've done it, check it out and it's working. Who else? Are they the only people that understand? What about other people? If you don't understand, you can go ahead and say, yes, but let me try it on my side. Okay. Who else? I joined late, but I think I understand this side. Okay, that's nice. Who else? Please, let's answer. Because I feel like if you need to understand this before I move on to the calculate function. Me, I didn't understand though. Okay. Is he the only one that doesn't understand? Okay, so Mr. Ali is very simple. If you're the only one that doesn't understand, it's very, very simple. This means this stay with us in this class. Mr. Eric, don't you understand? Miss Bemisola, are you still here? Miss Bemisola? I'm here. Do you understand? Okay, you understand. Okay, Mr. Eric, do you understand? Miss Bemisola, what of you? Okay. I will let you unmute now. Go ahead and unmute.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Well done. Okay, so when you started and we did that year, I got it very well. But from that confusing part, when we began to have issues with that,
I feel like that confusing part is not that. If you watch the video, that's the same thing I did in the video and it works. If you have watched the function, the function video is in the seller. So I don't know, maybe there's a sentence of my own set, maybe the date sentence is wrong. Because that's also what I used in this week, that work day that I did that I started from 1 to and still work. So I will take that in the next class when I check it out again. And I already checked the function in my notes, it's still the same thing that I did there. So I just check out why it was not working. But that's the function. If you try it out on your own and it's still not working, are you working? Can you still hear me? I cannot hear you anymore.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
And so this weekend, so I didn't get it. So maybe you can repeat. I don't know.
Okay, I'll repeat it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
So the weekend, any other person that has anything to say? But if you have anything, just raise your hand. I will meet you. So for the weekend, I'm going to start with the weekend. What we are doing here, to get the weekend, we are using the if function. So anything that is using our weekday, anything that is From 1 is from using our weekday, because I'm putting in our weekday starting from 1, and 1 is starting from Sunday. So if we put it in that with Sunday, when we want to do the weekend, I'm just explaining what I did in the weekend. I'll go back to that weekday again. When we want to do the weekend, now what we're going to be doing is anything that is greater than, because Sunday is now 1. So anything lesser than 1 is Sunday, which is weekend. Anything lesser than 2, sorry, is Sunday, which is weekend. Anything that is equals to 1 is Sunday, which is weekend too. So what we can also do is Saturday is 7, Friday is just Saturday, not Friday there. So Saturday is 7. So what I'm going to do is anything that is greater than 6, which is Friday, anything greater than 6, which is Friday, which is going to get Saturday for us, is going to be another weekend too. Then else, any other thing that is there would be working day. That's what I did for the if function. Can you still hear me?
Please come again. Yeah, I can hear you, but I did.
So for the if, okay, let me start from the. I'm having fun breaking. Please look at my screen. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
So I'm going to delete the function. Okay, so delete. So for the weekday, some people go to work on Friday. Is it weekend? But isn't Friday not a weekend? If it's weekend, you can do weekend as Friday for you. But for me, Friday is not weekend though. I work on Friday, so it's working day for me. Saturday, if I work, well, I just put it there like that. Okay, so let's continue. So I'll put in my new column because I want to use my weekday to get my my days. So I'm going to come here, put in the weekday. Yeah. So the weekday, put in the weekday I'll put in, that's the name of the column. So in this place I'll put in my weekday. So this weekday now, what it gives us is the day. From this place to have here, it's going to bring in the day, but now you're passing in with one want to be so what, like how we are passing it out for this thing now, it's not us taking, like in January, in this January we have it, the Sunday is 2nd. What we are doing is we are just listing the weekdays. So now what we are doing is when we are using the weekday, we are passing in Sunday as number 1. So it's just listing the weekdays for us. It's not like extracting it from this data. It's taking it from this data because it's going to be getting any day, anyway that what it's going to do now is we're going to pass in Sunday as 1st, Monday as 2nd, Tuesday as 3rd, till that you get 7, which is going to be 7, which is going to be, she's getting Saturday, which is going to be 7. So what he's going to do is when he passes in that number like that, it will come to this our data we are going to be adding to it. So he's going to check now. If Saturday is there, which is going to be 7, he's going to put 7 here. If Sunday is here, which is going to be 1st, which is going to be 1, he's going to put 1 for us here. If Monday is here, which is going to be 2nd, which is like number 2, he's going to put 2 for us here. If Tuesday is here, put 3. If Wednesday, put 4, and all that like that for us from this date we have here. Because we already passed in weekdays, we're already passing in the weekday as Sunday is going to be 1, Monday is going to be 2, and all that. So it's just what's going to be just 2 for us here. So anyone that is equal to that number we have there. So for example, Sunday is 1. When it gets to where Sunday is, he's going to put in 1 there from this date now. Saturday is 7. When he gets to where Saturday is, he's going to put in 7 there, because in our this Saturday is 7, so he's going to put in 7 there for us. So if I do my date now, let me type it, Apocalypse date purchased. I'll see the food I want to use. Then if I put my command, and they're going to ask me how I want to pass. If I want to pass it, I want Sunday to start from like the 2 or that, I'll put in 2 or 3. But I want it to start from 1 instead of 2 or 3. I want it to start from 1. I'll put in my. Now I can close my brackets and enter. So remember I said that today is, you see, now it's passing it for us like this. Sunday is 1, which is, so if you see where we have Sunday now is 1, where we have Saturday is 7, where we have Monday is 2, where we have Tuesday is 3, Wednesday is 4, Thursday is 5, Friday is 6, then Saturday is 7. You understand this one, Ms. Bimsola?
I'm trying to. Listen.
Yeah, I heard you. So it's that simple. It's basically that just put what it does is it passes that number for you. So what we are doing, if you're starting from 1, it's going to start the one number from 1. So Sunday is 1. So what it's going to do now is it's going to look through this your date function. This is your date purchased this thing here now. Anywhere that you see Sunday, which is Sunday is meant to be 1, it's going to add in the next column under beside that place that will have Sunday, it's going to put 1 there. So where we have Saturday, which is going to be 7, it's going to put 7 there in our weekday column. You know, we are creating a new column. What we are trying to do here is we are trying to get a new column from this date here. And we are passing in Sunday as 1, Monday as 2, Saturday as 3, and all that. So anywhere you have Saturday, it's going to give you 7. Anywhere you have Sunday, it's going to give you 1. Anywhere you have Monday, it's going to give you 2. Anywhere you have Tuesday, it's going to give you 3. Anywhere you have Wednesday, it's going to give you 4. I can. Do you understand now? So that's basically what it is. Huh?
Yes, I'll try.
It's not. Are you working on your system? Are you with your system?
Yes, I am.
Can you just try out what I just did now so that you see what I'm talking
That's
about?
what I want to do.
So if you try it, you see it's just passing that number to that this thing there. It passes it out like that. So Saturday is 7. So anywhere you see Saturday in this date that you added there, it's going to put 7 opposite it. Because you are extracting this new column from this date here. And we're trying to get the day, but it's not going to be passing out the day for us automatically. It's going to use number to identify that particular day. So Saturday is 7, Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, Tuesday is 3. So it's going so opposite is going to just put in the number that is equal to it. That's what it does there.
Okay, I get it. So, but what's the reason for putting that 1 there?
The 1 is where you want
formula.
This formula here is what you want to start from. You want to start from 1. If I start from 2, you can start from 3. But we want to start the counting to start from 1, which is 1 is going to be Sunday. That's why I'm putting 1.
Okay, so now in our head, we say, okay, fine, we want to start our 1 Sunday. So does the system recognize Sunday as 1?
Yes. If you look, I see my data here. You see that Sunday is, you can see that Sunday there is 1. Saturday is 7. Monday is 2.
Yes.
Do you understand it now? So I'm going to okay, so I'm going to move on. That someone else was. Let me unmute the person. She has reduced the hand. Please go ahead and raise your hand up so that I can Please raise your hand again. Okay. Yes. Please go ahead and unmute.
Which I think she did justice to. I wanted to ask whether the computer processed Monday as 1. It is 1 is duly recognized as 1 in the computer. That is the first day of the week, because you know there are some in certain countries 1 is not the first day of the week. Sunday is not the first day of the week. That's the more reason I'm asking that. Is it a general knowledge that the computer process 1 as a standard first day of the week, Sunday as the first day of the week, rather?
Okay. So in other softwares, it might be different, but for Power BI, that's how we recognize it. Sunday is number 1 for it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So why I'm saying it might be different, because when you are programming, like if you are coding on that, Monday is actually the first one. If you're trying to create a list or something, Monday is going to be the first one that will come out. So, but for this is so yeah. Okay, so Mr. Favor, please go ahead and unmute.
Okay, yes, thank you so much for what you have been doing. Although I joined late, but I think I'm following what is going on. Just like what my sister asked, I wanted to ask the same question by saying that does it mean that if we decided to choose 2, can we conclude that 2 represents Monday instead of Sunday being 1? That if we choose 2 or 3, what does that signify?
Let me change this.
Or can we actually demonstrate it?
This is confusing you guys. Let me just change it to 2.
So if you choose it 2, does it mean that the Sunday will represent 2 or will stand for 2, or Monday will
You get? So I've changed it to 2 now. You can see it now. Now, Monday is now 1. Tuesday is now 2. Look at the way it is now. If I select 3, so you can see now Tuesday is now 1. This is Wednesday is now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it's now adding 0. Monday has now 0. So I'm shifting it down. We passing Sunday at 7. Yes. But if you shift it down from the one it was before, it will just shift Sunday back to where it's meant to be. I don't know where it's meant to be. It's just all it does is all those things, you are shifting it down. If you are shifting down, if you put 1, you start from 1, which is meant to be your Sunday. If you shift it down again, if you put like 2, it will start from Monday. If you shift it down again, it will start.
Sorry, please.
Yes, sorry. I can hear you.
Okay. It seems that when you put 3, I don't know if you press the enter key. Because
I press enter key. Yeah, you press enter key for it to move. Yeah. If you change the formula, you need to press enter key for it to actually apply.
Okay, because when you put 3, I didn't see you pressing the enter key. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, yeah, I pressed enter key. Sorry, I press enter key. If you put anything, even if you do a formula, you either press enter key or you tick it behind here.
Or you tick the right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So enter key or you tick behind, because if you don't put it or you click, if you click on another place, if you click on any other formula, leaving the box that you're wearing, it's also add the function automatically. If you click out from the function box, yeah, it will automatically add the function. If you enter, same thing. If you click on this, if you cancel, means you want to cancel the function, this X in this place. So please, any other question? Okay, Mr. Favor, you still have a question. Any other question? Please raise your hand. Raise your hand. But I want to do the because of that. I want to do the.
Okay, I think I'm fine. I'll go through it later.
Can you filter with numbers? Yes, that's what I actually want to do with my calculator. That's why that's what I can move on. That's why you can filter with numbers. That's what I did with if now. You can use if this is greater than this, then give you this. If you can also coming. You can also filter using calculate. If you're using calculate function, you can also use this. I'm coming. Someone is using. Okay, Miss, please go ahead. I will unmute Mr. Favor later. Miss.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I understood when you used 1, and we said, okay, the system recognizes 1 as Sunday. But when you're now, as you were increasing the number,
it's pushing it down. It's pushing it down. So if you see the way it does it is 1, it starts from the main recognizer, which is Sunday. 2, it pushes it down, moving Sunday back. Like if I push it down, like means I'm going from Sunday to Monday now, and I'm pushing the Sunday behind. Sunday does not go back to become to become 7.
Okay.
So it's pushing it, like if I move down, it's like move Sunday back. Is that a better explanation? If I move like down, which is 2, it moves Sunday to 7, brings it. So you know, if Monday is now first, Sunday cannot come in front now. Sunday is going to also be because Sunday is after Saturday. You get Sunday. So Sunday will now automatically Monday, because when what's it called? Sunday was first. Saturday can easily become 7 because it goes from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to Saturday. Then you go to Sunday again. Then if you go to 2, that's Monday is now number 1. Then it will now be what's it called? Monday will now be number 1. Tuesday will be number 2, like that. Then Sunday will now become number 7. Do you understand it now?
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Favor, is that what you wanted to ask? Because your hand has been raised down. But you raise your hand again. Okay, so I'm going to move on now. Then after doing this, let me put in this here. Put in 1 back. After doing this now, I can add my if function. I can add the if function here because I already did this thing here. I can add the if function here if I want to just get the weekend and all that. Let me create another this thing for the if function. Let me just put this in format. So I can now use my format function here to now change this. Instead of showing numbers for me, it will show the name of the day, like Saturday, Sunday. So that's what I'm using the format for. So putting my format in behind what I just did, I will put in so the format for the day is D. So if you put in the D, if you want to get the long format, you put in the D 4 times. If you want to get the short format, you put in the D 3 times. If I put in the D 3 times here, I'll get the short format of the day. If I put it 4 times, I'll get the long format. So you can see I get Saturday here, which is 7. Get Sunday here, which is 2. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and all that. So if I want it in the long format, put the D, put it for D 4 Ds, so I'll get the long format. So you can see now I have the full Saturday, Sunday, and so hope you understand this format before I move into the if. So please, if you have an issue with what I just did now, type it out. I'm going to continue. So then I can now, when I want to get the ones that are weekend and the ones that are, yes, okay. So I want to get the ones weekends and working days. So my working days for me is going to start from Friday. My weekend starts like Saturday, Sunday. That's my weekend. So what I'm going to do, because Sunday is now so what if I was used to my Monday will be 1st, Saturday will be 6th, and Sunday will be 7th. If I use that, I can just easily say what's it called? If I can just easily use my function using if. I can just do one if for that. If I'm using that one, for example, if I change this to, let me remove this. I just did it. If I just put this to Monday, so I'm going to change the format here to 2 so that I can get for Monday. And I will just use one if. But if I have, I will use 2, and I will use nested if. For this, I'm going to be using just 1. I will say, what I want to do is new color. A new color. Okay, so let me do that. Weekend. If I'll say if my weekday, so I'm going to be using a function weekday for this. I'm using 2 functions for this. My if weekday, then the date. The dates I want to use is column state purchased. One. Close bracket. So if this my weekday now is equals to, so after I put in my weekday, which is going to be starting from 1, which is Sunday, if it's equals to, not equals to, so if it's greater than, so my weekday is starting from Friday, which is 6, is weekend is starting from, like, start today. So I'm going to say anything, 6 is Friday, so I'm going to say anything greater than 6. it should give me my week end. Anything greater than 6 should give me my weekend, comma. So for the other one, because my Sunday, where my Sunday started from, I will say anything greater than, okay, put in my this function again, put in the date for the function apocalypse date, which is then close, comma, start from 1, close brackets, comma, nope, not comma, I'm going to say equals to 1, so greater than 6, anything greater than 6, and also anything greater than 1, anything equals to 1, sorry, anyone equals to 1 should give me my okay, should give me weekend also, week and also, then else, which is my result if false here, else should give me working day. Remember code sign on my code sign, put in the working day here, working day, and then close bracket and then enter. So I have my weekend, working day, weekend. So that's that. So hope you understand that before I go into the what's it called? The calculate function. Please hope you understand before going into the calculate function. If you don't understand, please raise your hand. I'll unmute you. Now I filter them. Come in. Ms. Gbemisola, please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Number one, before I go ahead with my question, somebody has been typing filter. I don't get that. How does it come into what we are doing?
You can filter with weekday and working day now. So you want to use unit sold now. You want to know total unit sold for the weekends and total unit sold for the working day. You can use that's you filtering.
Okay. So first of all, when I tried that weekday, first of all, we did weekday and it gave us number. When we imputed 1 for our Sunday.
Yes.
Now, later, you now said, okay, you want it to show as a name.
Use
like
format.
Maybe Saturday, Sunday, then we use format.
Yes.
So now, because you added format in that same formula, but I now decided to do a new column instead of doing it on that particular column. To do a new column, put the format and do it afresh. It's giving me error. So I want to ask why.
Now, so if you are going to the form, if you are
secondly, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me put the two questions in one. Okay. Secondly, in that weekday, so sometimes you will use small letters, sometimes you use capital letter. Does it have any implication, especially when it gets to that DDD?
No, it does not. Capital... It does not. It does not implement D capital small. Even I'm using weekend. It does not affect anything. It's not case sensitive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. All right. So my first question.
That's the question, right? So first of all, if you're using
I said the first one. Yes.
Yeah, I'm starting from the first one. I've already explained the first one, which is the filter. You filter through the way you can filter. And then the second one is if you're using the format in another new column, you have to also do that weekday there. If you're not doing the weekday, you select that from column that you're using. So let me give you an example of that. So if I just change this to number alone without this format here, and I'm changing it just to number, I just want to get the number alone. Two things I can do. See, I get the numbers here. Two things I can do if I want to do the format in another column with another column. So I'm just going to put format as the name of this one. Then here I'll put the format, the function, which is format. So two things I can do. I can put in I can redo the function I did here, then do the format. Or I can just type in the name of this I have here. So weekday. So I can just put in the weekday apocalypse, the weekday column. I can add it to this place and use it for my listing. Or I can just do the weekday listing again and use it to just create the function I just created here to get these numbers here. I'll just put it here again and then change it to format. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. So now, this
I will
format that you used, can I use any name to start it?
Yes, now you can put any name. It's not, you see, I use format as the name. I use any name I want to use there. Do you get it?
Okay. So if I impute something and it gives me error, and I go back to edit it.
Yes.
Or to edit it, and I press enter.
It will apply.
If I get it correctly, it will apply. Okay,
yes,
even that's what it has given me error before.
Error before, it will apply. To apply the new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I tried with weekday, it said, okay, I've used weekday before. Then I now change the name.
Okay.
But it's still giving me error.
Just do it this way. I just told you. So you use the weekday, or you use the column you created for the weekday before. Use the weekday function to create the function again that you did for this one that you get the number, or just use the weekday. This thing I just like this now, like this. Put my comma, and then put in the format in here. Then close bracket and enter.
Okay, I won't add the one again.
No, you won't add the one again now. If I'm using the weekday that I used before, that function I already created, but I'm not add the one again because I'm using this thing I already created here. I don't need to. If I'm using the Apocalypse sales, if I'm using it from the table I created already, the column I created already, I don't need to add that one again. It's only when I'm trying to create the function again, that's why I'm going to add one. Our time is fast, but I've not talked about.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, please just watch the video or just message me. I cannot go back. We have to talk about someone is just asking me a question, not you, Miss Grimson. So I cannot go back because of time. This is 9:57. I will need to talk about the calculate function. Please. Maybe just message me or watch the video. Please. I actually have the video on Seller. This same thing is in Seller. Just go there and watch this video. Yeah. Time is already. Okay, so now that's that. Let's move on to the calculate function. So the calculate function is basically used to do a calculation with filters. So for example, now let's say this is the most, like this function is very, very powerful because the reason why this calculate function is very, very powerful is because you can actually integrate more this thing to it, like the way you do for if, and also add different filters to get a particular answer. So let's say, for example, now what I want to do is now I want to know the I want to get the sum of the total units sold for just the weekend. I can use if to do that, but I'm going to use my calculate function so that you see calculate function, use it in measure. So I'm going to right click, say measure. So I want to know the total of the units sold. So what I'll do is I'll say total units sold for weekends. Total units sold on weekend. So I'll say, so I'm going to be using is calculate function. Then in this function, they're going to ask me to pass in the expression I want to use. So the expression can be a column in your table, or it can be another function. So let's say, remember what I want to do. I want to sum it. I want to get the sum. So I will do sum. So I want to get the sum. The column I want to sum up is my units sold, not customer, units sold. Apocalypse sales units sold. That's the column I want to sum in. Close my bracket, then command. They're going to ask me to put in the filter. So I get you total. So some of the total of the units sold that was sold in weekends, I would say, and also in that they're going to add my filter now. So if I put my comma here, I'm going to say add filter. You see the expression first and filter. So my filter is going to be coming from Apocalypse sales, and also in Apocalypse sales, the weekend column I created has to be equals to text, which is going to be weekend. Has to be equals to the text, which is going to be weekend, close bracket and enter. Now I've done that. So if I bring in my visual, my card visual now. So if I bring in my card visual now, and I bring in that total units sold for weekends in there. So now, so it's going to show me total units sold for weekends. You can see total units sold for weekend was 886. So let's see total units sold for working days. So I'm going to do another function. On working days is going to be bigger because we have more working days than weekends. So I'm going to create another measure. So by creating the measure, I'm going to be explaining more. So total units sold for working days. Total units sold for working days, I would say my total units sold for working days. So what I'll use is my calculate function. Remember, calculate function passes in an expression. So an expression can be a table and it can be a function. So getting it. So it can be a table and it can be a function. So if a table being that I can pass in a sum. Okay, it can be not a table, sorry, actually. It can be a measure, not a table. You remember, actually making a mistake. Using it in measure here, it has to be a measure. So the measure that it can be is, if you get a measure that is your total unit, so let's say I have a measure, I'm going to do that one differently so that I can also use that. I can use measure, I can use you can use a function. So I'm going to create another measure, which is going to be my total unit sold. So I'm going to remember that measure is an aggregation. It gives you one particular number. And what we're trying to create is supposed to give us one particular number, which is going to be our, let me pass this out. Create it again. New measure. So I want to get total units sold this now. So here, I'll say total units sold. So total units sold, this is what I want to get here. So I'll say sum of units sold. Units sold. Sum of units sold. So columns units sold. And then close bracket and enter. So now, if I am creating my function now, which is going to be my new measure, which is going to be to get the total units sold on weekends. If I do total units sold on working days. So we already do weekend, is working day that I want to working days. So total units sold for working days, I'm going to use my calculate function again. So instead of passing in this, I can just pass in the measure I created, which is total units sold. I'll say total. So you can see total units sold there, not for weekend, total units sold. Okay. Then now, comma, then my filter is going to be in Apocalypse sales weekend column. The units, the column has to be equals to, I took double equals to 1. One equals to not double. Working has to be equals to, I use working day, right? Working days or working day. I think it's working day. Let's see. That's equals to working day. I didn't put my close brackets. Let me put it in. So let's bring in our new this thing there. So total units sold for this weekend. Okay, so for working days, total units of working days 2,115. So 2,000. So we can also add other filters too, not just one. We can add another filter. So if I want to add another filter, let's say what I want to do before that, I want to bring in my let's say I want to, total units sold for, I'm going to bring in states. I'm going to use states. So in my states, I have, okay, I'm going to unmute you. Okay, go ahead. Please, Mr. Freeman, you can go ahead and unmute.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So in the formula, we have weekend in the formula before we are having the, remove the chat box.
Okay. And the formula for, I don't get it. Is it
in the formula? In the formula, we're calculating for weekday.
Yeah, I did weekday.
Weekday.
Yes.
Okay. But I see weekend. I
have
weekend in the formula.
Yeah, I have weekend. I have weekend. And also on that weekend, I have working day too. Do you get it?
Okay.
So I already did for weekend already. I actually think I made a mistake on that formula. It's not, I put working days instead of working day. So let me change that. What I add there is, it's supposed to be working day, not working days. Where's that one?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's actually correct. It's actually correct. I used the right one. That's why it's giving me the correct answer.
No, here. There is a weekend here after Apocalypse cell. There is weekend in the square bracket. That's what got my attention.
Okay. Yeah. I did weekend as the I did weekend as the name, but under that weekend, I still have weekend and working day today.
Okay. So the weekend in the square bracket is the name. Okay.
Yeah, that's just the name. Yeah, that's just the name. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so now I can add multiple filters, not just one. I just want to create so I want to filter it by state. So I want to bring in the states column to this my Apocalypse table. So I think everybody knows what they're going to use for that. You can use your related function to do that. Okay, so there's another function we can also use. We can use lookup value. Lookup value too. I can use my lookup value. But it's the same thing. You can use lookup value, but lookup value is more demanding than related. Related is just you type your related and you get your answer. You can use lookup value too. I'm just going to do lookup value. I'm going to here for look up. Oh, sorry. I want to get not the name is going to be state. Then the function I'm going to be using, I'm going to use lookup value. I think I recorded that for the video there too. So lookup value. Then they're going to ask me for the table, the result I want to get. So the result I want to get is my customer. It's in customer, and the result his name is state. I'm coming. I'm going to unmute you. Then the search value is going to be the customer name, which is in customer information is customer. Click on that. Then comma, they're going to ask me the search value for the sales, Apocalypse sales. It's still the same thing. Customer, Apocalypse sales. In Apocalypse sales, I want to get customer. Okay, so it's customer. Then close bracket and enter. And I'll get that state. So it's the same thing as the related, and the related is even easier. So, and also you can do the same thing with merge. So I'm going to unmute Mr. Favor. Mr. Favor, please go ahead and unmute and ask your question.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry to take you back a little because I was thrown out. When you did the measure by using calculate function,
yeah,
I actually noticed something in the course of doing the assignment that you gave to us.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask, how come that whenever we want to use cards for visuals, it gives us a bolder number. It gives us a bigger number. That is, for example, if total units, so the value would be bigger. But if you choose any other visuals, not card visuals, a number will be very tiny.
Why? Yes. Don't worry about that one until we get to visual. That is visual. So you get that's visualization on its own. I'm going to show you other one when we get to visualization. Don't worry. On Saturday.
Okay.
Get.
Okay.
So I'm just going to give you a bit, just a one. The card just displays one particular number. It gives you just one part. The total amount you are meant to get. Total everything. It does not display the table like the table can give you list. This one, even if you are adding another column, it's going to give you total amount. The only way, there's another way you can do another card called multiple card where you can use to get multiple this thing. But for this one, it just gives you one particular number. If you can use it to put a text, it will just give you one particular text. And that's why it makes it bigger. But for the tables too, you can also make your table text, make table content bigger. That's go into your visual and format and increase the format, the font and all that. But for the card, because it only gives you one particular text, and why it makes it bigger. So, but don't worry, you understand this better when we get to the visual. Okay, so I've got my my states in here. So it says is in the, please, I'm not going to explain this very much, that much, the lookup value. It's very simple. Just watch the video on Seller. I dropped it on Seller. So because of time, or maybe I'll just explain later in another class. I need to, this is after 10 already. So let's move on. So now let's say I want to filter by two conditions. Let's say I want to know the total units sold for the people sold in total units sold in weekend, and people are from, and in working days, and people are from a particular state. So let me look for a state I'm going to be using. So I have Texas, New York. I'm going to use New York for the filter. So I will go ahead and right click and add the new measure. So on my new measure, I would put in total units sold on work days, to total units sold on work days it should be in New York, in New York, in New York. So I'll say calculate function again. I'll use my total units sold measure with my comma. And the filter is going to be from Apocalypse sales weekend column. The has to be equals to work day, then comma, I'll add another filter now. See, after going out from that filter, I can tell me to add another filter. So I'll say Apocalypse sales states column has to be equals to New York. So close my bracket and enter. So it gives me my this thing. So if I bring in another card visual here, I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to increase this. And I'm going to put in my total units sold. Okay, this is total units sold for day. Let me see the name. New York. This is it here. So on working days in New York, so they are blank. There's no total units on working days in New York. Let's choose let's use another state. That's why it's showing us blank. Let's go back to form. Again, we'll check. We have Texas. Let's check Texas. Let me check my data. Let me see where we actually have this weekend. Okay. Working day is Minnesota. Working day here. So that's one. Oh, I said work day, not working day. I made a mistake. It's working day, not work day. Let's say why it was not working. So mistake I made was I put in work day, not working day. Okay, still. Okay. Okay, it's working. Sorry, someone raised his hand up now. Please check your first statement. Yeah, thank you. I've seen it. But we also have new. Yeah. I made a mistake there. Also check the beginning of the logic text. So it's working now. I made it. The mistake I made was working day. So the working day I put just work in this first statement. It's my first filter. It's supposed to be working day, not work day. So I use Texas. I can use New York. New York. So you see, total units sold on for New York is 300 and in working days for New York is 378. So so I can keep on adding more filters, not just one. I can also go there and say total units sold, that this is this and this is this, and also the customer is a particular customer. If I have like multiple customers, or the products, I can actually say products too. I can bring in my products here, and I also use products there too. But that's going to be an assignment that you guys are going to do. You can also use products. Add as much filter as you want. You can keep adding filters. As far as there's something you're going to get in the end of that filter, it will give you your answer. That's this thing for you. It gives you different. So you can use it to do anything. You can use it to get total units for a particular, the total units for this, total units for this. You put in your filters and get your answer. You can also use can also count others too. You can use not just sum, you can use count. So you know count gives you one particular number. So not just sum for the function. I can use count too. I can use count. I can use weekday. So weekday that this thing is greater than this. It's filter. If I use weekday, it's going to give me the amount. But you're using, it's going to give you the amount of the weekdays. So if I'm using can use which other function? Can use sum, count if, counter, can integrate it to that. Can have a particular number, one particular number that I'm using. So do we understand this? This calculate is very, very simple. It's just adding what you want. For example, if you're adding this count of units sold, you can use your count function, your count row, count the amount of row, then the amount of row that the unit sold to them was greater than 50 or greater than 60 or greater than 70. So you're getting it. So it's only the ones that they are this are greater than 50 or 60 that is going to count for you. So that's basically what the calculate function is used for. So please, if you have a question, raise your hand. Our time is already gone. If you have a question, raise your hand so that I can answer. You don't understand? Hope you understand though. If you don't understand. Is there any Miss Games, go ahead and please.
Okay, thank you, sir. So this calculate function that you used.
Yes.
And I did not get it well, but however, I'm thinking that because of time, maybe if you don't want to repeat it, you can use it to open the next class.
Okay. So, is there any person understand? Or we all don't understand? Nobody else understands. Nobody doesn't understand. So that means nobody watched that video. I joined it. Okay. This is Mr. I have to just okay. This come in, let me unmute you. Go ahead and unmute.
Okay, for the calculate function, I think there's this method you use where you were using a total unit used or whatever. That one is more simpler than all the other ones. I think if we use that one, it's going to be easier because when you use that method, it became more simpler. That's my thought anyway.
The one
That's every other thing. Not the first one, the second one.
Okay.
The second one that you used. So I think that was more simpler than the first one. So I think the first one is so much complicated, so much story. That's actually the truth. But the second one, the steps is quite much because you have to look for the total whatever, but it's simpler. I think so.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, so I'm going to repeat it again. I'm going to use, okay, let me see use. So this function is not hard. It's very, very easy to understand actually. The calculate, all you just need to know is that the calculate function, what it does is filter. Okay, I'll drop it early, no worries. So what you just need to understand about this calculate function is it adds filter. So because what you are saying that first one is easy, what if you got something that is harder than that one? What you just need to know is these filters. Even if you are using count rule, if you're using sum, it just filters. So what I'm doing is if I'm doing my normal sum, let's say I want to get total units sold. So if I'm using total units sold, I'm using my sum to sum it together to get my total units sold. So that's the same thing I'm that's the same thing I'm doing using my count function. So using my count function, what I'm doing now is I'm still doing my total units sold, which is using my sum to do that. Then now, for that total unit sold to be able to be implemented, for it to give me the answer, that total unit sold has to be equals to working day in my weekend column. So I want to get total units sold, but the ones I want to get are the ones that are in my weekend column. They are equals to working day or weekend. So the ones that are equals to working day, it will add all those ones for me. If I'm using working day, it will add all those ones up for me and give me the answer. Leaving the ones that are not equals to working day. The ones that are equals to working day is going to add it up for me and give me the answer. Then it will leave out the ones that are not equals to working day. Because that's what I want to get. I want to get the ones that are equals to working day, but I want it to be total units sold. I will do that again. So let's say I want to get total units sold. But now, when I do more function, you can add different filters. So total units sold that is equals to, that is in my weekend column is equals to working days, and also in my state column is equals to New York. So what it's going to do, it's going to do that filter now. It's just like you filtering out the table. If you go to filter out something, you select the particular one you want to filter out. So it's the same thing. I'm going, like, let's say in my, what's it called, conditional formatting now in Excel. If I'm doing my filter now, I will just select only the ones that are red. That has red. If I'm using color, I will select only those that has red color. So it's going to show me only those that have red color. So but for this one, I'm using my function, but it's still the same thing. I'm just saying I want to see only the ones that are equals to this number or that are equals to this text. It will count, it will add up only the ones that are equals to that in my, but now I'm not using the same, I'm not in the same column. I'm using another column as the reference, as the filter reference. So I'm saying that I'm summing up this by units sold. I want to get total units sold now. But I want anyone I'm summing up should also be equals to working days in my weekend column. And also, when you get to the state column, it should also be New York. It should also be equals to New York. So anyone that is equals to working days and also equals to New York, it will now add all those ones up for me and give me the answer of what I'm. That's the filter. As simple as that. If I want to do count row, it's the same thing. I'll say I want to count the total row, but I want the ones that are going to be counting to be equals to this weekend in this place. It should be equal, greater than this particular number in this particular column. It should be greater than this particular in this particular distance here. So it's basically like if you're doing if. If you're doing if, you're saying this particular, I want to select this column here, and I'll say this column is equals to, if this column is equals to this, give me the answer. Then I put another if this column is equals to this, give me this answer. You know that you're also doing, you are filtering there, because I'm saying that it has to be equals to this thing before it gives me. It has to be equals to this before it gives me. So that's it. So I'm selecting this. I want to get total of this, and I want to just get the ones that are equals to this particular number in this particular column, or that are equals to this particular text in this particular column, or that are equals to this particular month in this particular place. So I'm going to redo that again. Mr. Favor, you can go ahead. I want to redo, I just want to keep explaining so that I help everybody. So I will redo the function again, but Mr. Favor, you can go ahead and unmute. We are going to stay here till like 11 today.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
In my view, I think this section for this class is very crucial for all of us to understand.
Yeah.
So maybe instead for us to just rush over it,
and come back to question, Abby. Then maybe next class you come back and ask a question.
Yeah, I would have suggested that maybe let's take it slow, and stop at this point. Let people go back and internalize what you are saying, and probably go through the videos again. Because if we choose to rush over it because of that time constraint,
I'm not
getting it.
That's not. I'm
not getting it.
I understand.
The purpose will be defeated. Yeah, that would be my sincere.
I understand.
Suggestion. Thank you.
So this is what I want to do. The video is also, I actually used a different example in the video in Seller. I use a different example. If you look at it there, it's another scenario that you can also use. I first of all use my if to get a particular product, and then use the count this. If you watch the video in the Seller, you see another scenario I used there. So I think everybody here should watch the video in Seller. I'm going to repeat this same thing here in our next class. So that will also give you another scenario. I use another scenario there. If I want to bring in that scenario I use in Seller, it's going to also take a lot of time. Yeah, we will stop here. No worry, no rushing. I would, if after talking about it in the next class, we're gonna start our visualization then, so that's not a problem. So let's continue to the next class. I'm going to drop the assignment with the video for the other functions I already did. I'll drop an assignment on them, and then also while dropping the video, I'll just drop the assignment together for you to go for the other part. Then this one we're going to take it again. So please, everybody should watch that. If you watch it, if you have the time, you watch this video, and also watch that video on Seller. Also watch that video I dropped on Seller. I'm going to re-explain this. I feel like maybe because of the time I'm just too fast. Let me re-explain it again in the next class. I think that's better. Okay, so any other question from any other parts, so that I can, if you have any other question for any other parts, or if you have any other question, please DM me. I will answer you, please. Any other question, just DM me. Please, let's call it a day. Let's see on Saturday. I'm going to retake it again. Go through the videos, go through the video on Seller, and then get back to me. On next class, I'm going to retake it. Thank you everyone for coming. Have a great day, and see you guys on Saturday. Good night, everyone.